the rarest and most unique meta Pokemon GO team in the Great League. Each Pokemon on this team is special in its own way. Hard to find, hard to acquire, hard to power up, expensive. And on top of all of that, they are completely unexpected to be on the same exact team. If you're looking to surprise your opponents and climb the ranks of GO Battle League, this is how you do it. Okay? Oh wait, no! Oh, Morpeko victory! Jesus! On lead, we have Corviknight, the Steel Flyer, which is pretty hard to combine if you want to have Iron Hand on it. If you didn't play it on the release week of this Pokemon, then you missed out on its special attack, which is Iron Hand, and you definitely need that. You can still get it by using an Elite Charge TM, but that's up to you. Or just find someone who has it and trade for it. Galarian Corsola, a rare regional Pokemon that you actually have to hatch, and then if you want PvP stats, then you actually have to find somebody to flip a few of them and hope for the best to get that Ivy that you will actually able to use and need in PvP. Other than that, you're gonna need some XL candy and tons of Stardust. Morpeko. Now this little guy is actually pretty freaking amazing and does so much damage. However, it's super hard to combine, especially if you missed out on the event when it was featured and released into the game. Now you cannot just catch this in the wild or hatch it, so you have to trade for it if you don't have it. At first glance, this team looks like a bunch of misfits. But don't get fooled! This team actually tons of fun, really good, and believe it or not, it ranks really high in the meta. I mean, one of the Pokemon is literally rank 1 in the meta, the second one is in the top 10, and Morpeko is just absolutely amazing. Your absolute goal with this team to get rid of shields early on in the game and keep 1 or 2 for your Morpeko. So how to actually play this team? Well, you want to lead Corviknight as your lead. A strong tank that does one thing really well. It loses the neutral matchups very well while taking a shield from your opponent and not using any of your own. Now this is huge because you set up Morpeko for success right off the bat. So your number one goal is to try not to swap out, and I'm gonna show you why. Try not to swap out with your Corviknight, stay in for most of the time, and worst case, just lose the lead. Soft lose the lead, which means you need to take a shield. Now if you absolutely hard lose the lead, then you obviously want to swap out and face up into Morpeko depending on the lead that you're facing and predicting what's in the back. But the reason why Morpeko, because Morpeko, no matter what, will get at least one shield from the opponent, even if it's a mud boy that is coming in. So Galarian Corsola is actually the real tank of the team. Mine is not even fully maxed out, I can still do like 8 more power-ups, and it's still a freaking beast. It literally can tank anything, and can also dish out some absolutely amazing damage, and your opponent's just gonna be standing there and realize, oh my god, this Pokemon is just glory. This team is fun, unique, and absolutely going to throw off your opponents because they're not expecting to see these 3 unique Pokemon on the same exact team. And again, it's not easy to come by, so lots of you are watching this and gonna be like,
I ain't building that.
However, the ones you're building it, you can thank me later, because this is a lots of fun to play with. If you do decide to try this team, let me know in the comments because I want to hear it. Let's get to the battles. So ladies and gentlemen, as you may know, I did start the season late, but we're finally taking it seriously. We went up to 2400, then back down to 2200, but this team, where are you going? So right off the bat, just want to let you know that this team will make trainers quit. Okay, so this is actually important, so I want to talk about this matchup, because you're gonna see tons of Diggersbys. Diggersby is actually really good in this meta right now, and I highly recommend that you actually stay in with your Corviknight. You're gonna do pretty alright, because all they're gonna do is fire punches, and you can actually tank 3 of them if you have actually a pretty good stat. Corviknight, which I don't have, I think my rank is rank 400 on my Corviknight, so I think I can only tank 2. But regardless, your goal here is to get rid of shield and weaken these Diggers, whichever they prefer. I don't think they're shielded at all, right? If I'm correct? So this is perfect for us because now you set up your number one goal to set up this little guy right here, Morpeko, for success. Because now we farm so much, we're already at the charge deck, and this is very important because anything you throw is gonna do heavy damage, so the opponent is going to shield no matter what. And even now, we can farm up, and we can swap out. We have to shield here. The reason why we can swap Morpeko is, unfortunately, is squishy, and that's why you need to keep the shields. But that is why you have 2 Pokemon on this team that can actually handle the entire meta with no shields whatsoever. But Morpeko cannot. So usually you keep absolute minimum 1 shield, but 2 if you can for Morpeko. And this was perfect. Where did the Feraligatr go? Just like that, it disappeared. So, ladies and gentlemen, did you see that? Because if you blink when you use this team, you might miss the opponent's Pokemon. So anyways, right out of the way, that was perfect for us. We're gonna come in with our Corsola that is, again, not maxed out at all whatsoever. If we would have been actually maxed out, we could have lived that and able to throw bomb, but we didn't, so that's fine. And all we need to do here, we have the shield, we can get to the move, it doesn't matter. We could have already thrown the Psychic Fangs, it should have been enough, but we throw into the Aura Wheel because we go for sure, and it's a boom shakalaka, winner, chicken dinner. So, the first match, the opponent just ran away because they realized they're facing Shadow Z, and you know, who wants to face Shadow Z? Anyways, we've seen so many Wiggles. So there are so many Wigglytuffs. It's so great. Oh, and another thing I wanted to point out. How come am I facing... I know I started very late, but I'm facing so many previous season legends in the 2400s. I'm in the chumps. Are you in the chumps? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear it. But either the people just taking it slowly this season, or it just, I don't know, or they're struggling, I don't know, or just the skill gap now is bigger. There are so many skillful players that they are now everywhere, from you know, low elo to high elo, or I don't know. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear it. Because I was just so surprised at how many legends I faced in the 2400 so late into the season. And but I mean so late, this is when I usually start to hustle at this time around. But anyways, so again, so getting back to this, when you see the Charm on lead, that's perfect for you because that's where you want it. Actually, Corsola can handle Wiggles pretty easily. You just throw Power Gem at it, and believe it or not, the Astonish Fast Attack still does pretty good damage against the Wiggles, even though it's resisted. So actually, you're doing really well, so you don't have to really worry about it. The only thing that doesn't want to see that Charm is obviously your Morpeko, but you're okay because you have 2 Pokemon to keep it away from. So you're totally fine. Then one thing that you also don't like is Gastrodon. So Gastrodon is actually what you want to see with your Corviknight. So if you see a Gastrodon on lead or Corviknight, you know, you want to keep your Corviknight on it. However, your Astonish Nightshade Master with the Power Gem Corsola can also handle it, especially if we have a maxed out one. Now, if you don't really want to invest into the Corsola, technically you could use maybe Azumarill instead if it's tanky enough. But the #1 goal is that you use a tank that can handle the mass variety of the meta, and that could work. Azu could work. I tried it with Azumarill, it worked, but it's not my favorite. I think Corsola is just so much better. Azumarill, everyone already know how to play against it. Corsola, not so much. I mean, it's gonna get very popular very quickly, I think, in my opinion, because the people realize that it's a little the rank 1 Pokemon right now in Great League. But again, whoa! With three same Pokemon on this team is very unexpected. And now the one weakness this team that I just want to point out right off the bat that I'm having a hard time playing with right now, and I faced quite a few amount, is Onix on lead with the Thunder Shock, right? Is it Thunder or Thunder Fang Fast Attack? Now, if they don't have the Thunder Fang for some reason, the Electric Fast Attack, then you're actually good. You just stay in and play it out with Corviknight. That's actually totally fine, even though you're just chunking away. They probably even swap out eventually. But now, if they do have it, then you actually want to throw a Sky Attack or 2 maybe, but you want to just weaken this Steelix before you swap out, but you also only want to lose about half of the health of the Corviknight. And then you come in at that time, you actually either just come in with Morpeko and then do your best because the Psychic Fang is resisted anyways on the Morpeko, and the Thunder Shock don't do like anything anyway, so that's actually in a pretty good situation. But you do have to shield the Earthquakes, so you have to be careful with that because they do run Earthquakes on this or Crunch. If they run Crunch, then you're actually totally fine, you can tank anything. Now I'm in a tricky situation because unfortunately the Fast Attacks does so much damage, especially being debuffed from that Pidgeot, so I had to swap out, so that's actually not good for me. I wish I could stay, otherwise it would be a pretty cool matchup. So I think I'm gonna end up losing this match. It's gonna be close, lots of switches in and outs, but it was still a struggle. So again, when you see the Steelix on lead, you have to weaken it and then swap out. You need to keep the Corviknight alive in the back too, just to be safe. But that's basically the goal. Steelix, you don't really like to face, but there's not as much Steelix, honestly, that I mean, I say not as much, but I would say I saw at least 1 or 2 per set. And I think that's pretty common, but I did see more Wigglytuffs on leads than I see in Steelix, so that's actually pretty good. But it's gonna change on different elo, different meta, so we can't really say that, oh no, you have to be careful against Steelix. It just be aware of it. When you see one, that's gonna be tricky. Now, this shiny Marowak is not even Shadow, but it's pretty cute. I wanted to leave this match in there. I think this was at the beginning when I switched to this team, so I still had, I think, a low elo during this match. It may be in the 2200s, I don't really know. But anyways, with this team, we do gain 200 elo. With the previous versions of it, we did lose a lot, so I'm happy that I finally got to this one, and we were able to actually get out of the chummish area with this. I hope you can do the same. Let me know in the comments what you think about the team. I would really appreciate your feedback on it, and then also your thoughts on what was your liking, and if you're actually gonna build it, because it's quite expensive and hard to combine. Like I said, if Corviknight, you didn't catch it and evolve it when it first came out, you don't have Iron Head, you have to use a Charge TM. Morpeko, hard to combine because it was an event special, and then a Galarian Corsola you have to hatch and trade, and use lots of XL. So it's not a cheap team, not an easy to combine, but it's so much fun, and I really enjoyed it. And I wish I had more videos, but I played so much on off the stream, so I don't have as much to show you. I only had I think I only recorded like 10 matches. And I specifically picked these ones so I can see different variations of the theme and how to play against it. And I also show that you can literally handle the best variety of the meta. And no matter where you are in the elo and no matter what you're facing, this team will actually do really, really well. It's just gonna take a little bit until you learn the matchups of it, because it's new. All 3 Pokemon are technically new, and then also because the meta shifted a little bit, and then you're just gonna have to learn what can Morpeko actually tank and how you want to use your Morpeko, because again, the 2 other Pokemon is totally fine against almost every matchup. Morpeko is still very tricky to use, and when these mod boys come in, and they're very common, you have to be careful because you're gonna see how much it actually chunks away. But this time we can easily tank, but you just saw how much a Mud Slap did to us. It's like a quarter of our health almost. So you can only tank so much with this, but now we are looking really good. We set up Morpeko. You always have to do really good energy management and save energy on the Morpeko, because it generates energy quickly, but as long as you're at least 1 ahead of whatever comes in, you will be fine. You just can't get behind with the Morpeko, so anytime you can, get extra energy. Now, Annihilate and Primeape is a tricky one, because they all run the new buff move, which is right here, Rage Fist, which is not good, because unfortunately, you wanna tank the first 2 and then shield the 3rd one basically, especially if they shield, if you're staying in. But now we just basically got a shield, which is your #1 goal with the Corsola, and then you swap out. Unfortunately, I have to tank this, but I can farm it all the way down. I already know my matchups with my Corsola, so this is actually perfect for me. And now whatever comes in, I don't mind. I just soft lose or take a shield or whatever. But I'm not gonna take another shield for the Corsola. I'm gonna basically keep it for Morpeko. Unless I know that they, let's say, have double Mud Boys, because then Morpeko is kind of useless. Although, it still does so much damage with the Dark move if you can get to one. You know what I mean? So it will be tricky to get to it. But as you can see, we're doing really well. Nice scratch by the opponent to the Pidgeot. That was actually really good. Do I win this match? Because if I lose this match, that was the reason why I lost it. But I think we're gonna win this, right? Because we still have a shield. We easily get to the Sky Attack. Sky Attack will already do lots of damage. We're gonna let him take us out right here. We're not gonna shield this. He's probably gonna throw here. Yep, perfect. We ain't shielding this. We're coming in with our Morpeko, farm it all the way down, and then we have actually a good energy. And then, oh wait, we came in with a course. Oh yeah, because I suspect that he had energy. Oh dude, he farms us down. We messed this up because he's gonna be able to throw here. Yeah, I had to tank this. It should be just a feather then, so we're okay. There's no way he's throwing a Brave Bird thing. I'm gonna shield, beautiful. And now all I have to do is shield this, farm up, and the Aura Wheel, even though we are debuffed, should be enough and win this. This was very risky. Oh my god, we lost. Well, we threw this match away. You guys saw that we had this match. You shouldn't have I shouldn't have came in with that Corsola to farm down the Pidgeot. I should have came in with my Morpeko, would have had so much energy. The opponent didn't even have shields. All I had to do was just farm down, throw the move, and we win. We absolutely threw that match away. That should have been a 100% win. So I'm glad you guys saw that, saw my mistake, and I'm glad that I'm rewatching this and I'm able to actually recall how bad I played. Damn, I'm rusty. Oh boy, yeah, it's been a while, but we're getting back to it. So anyways, obviously this is bad. We are locked in, but Aura Wheel will still do pretty decent damage here because we are buffed. Let's see how much damage it will do. Resisted Aura Wheel here. Boom! Almost, actually about half of its health. That was pretty insane. So as I mentioned, freaking Morpeko is just so good even when it's resisted. And highly recommend that unless if it's an energy management thing that you need extra energy because of shields or just to save, you always throw Aura Wheel because that +1 will do so much in your favor. When they don't shield the Drapions and you throw the dark move, even a dark attack on the Drapion, it almost one-shots it. Like it takes 3/4 of its health and even more, 90% of its health, and you can farm it down. It's insane how good Morpeko is. I honestly couldn't believe how what I was able to do with it. I thought it's one of like those gimmick, like, oh, you're gonna switch forms and whatever. No, man. It's such a good high attack, heavy damage Pokemon that I highly recommend that you test out. If you haven't already, get one, build it, use it, and thank me later in the comments right now. Anyways, please let me know what you think about the team. I'd highly recommend that you try this out. It really works, it's really fun, and again, you're gonna catch your opponents at a surprise. They're gonna be very surprised seeing this. So I hope you liked it. Shadow Z is out.